Hi everyone, and welcome to episode number 110 of the Karen Knits podcast. My name is Karen, and I'm coming to you from South Central Pennsylvania, where I live, where I work, where I knit and crochet, and get into all kinds of other crafting shenanigans. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. It is Saturday, May the 7th, 2022, and it's dark and dreary and rainy and damp and cold out there today. And I've had to be out earlier today, and I have to go back out again later today. Oh well, such is life. So if you're a new viewer, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm happy to have you here with me. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back for another week to see what I've been up to. I'm so happy to have you here with me as well. So, this week has been busy. Oy. Getting to the end of the semester. Correction, at the end of the semester. This semester is pretty much done right now, officially for me. Couple little stragglers that I have to deal with, but otherwise we're done. And I'll talk a lot more about that at the end. So I haven't had as much time for crafting this week as I would have liked. But that will change by tomorrow after lunch. I'm free and easy after lunch tomorrow. So, first thing I have is a finished object. This is one of the two granny stripe blankets I was working on. So this is the Granny Stripes by Lucy of Attic 24. And this one is made mostly out of yarn that was given to me by a friend of mine. It belonged to her mother. After her mother passed away, she had the yarn and she doesn't do any knitting or crocheting, so she gave it to me. And I thought what better thing to do with it than to make something and give it back to her. So I didn't have quite enough of the one yarn for a single blanket. So there's, well, 3 different types of yarn. The first was this purple. There were nine skeins of this. And this is Plymouth Yarn Galway Chunky. And it is 100% wool, and again, chunky yarn. So I had 9 skeins of that, and I knew that the 9 skeins would not make enough of a blanket, or a large enough for a lap blanket. So I dug through my stash and I found 2 skeins of chunky yarn that was just sitting there, and I had no idea what I was going to use it for. So it's going in this blankie. So both of these, the white and the blue, are Lion Brand Woolies Chunky. This is reflecting what little bit of light's coming through my window. It's reflecting on it. So this is, there we go, that might be okay. Lion Brand Woolies Chunky. And here's some of the info in the back that I hope you can read. And I had 2 skeins of this, one in the Bluebell, and the other is, I believe, Fisherman. So the cream color is Fisherman, the blue is Bluebell. So what I did was I did the first 2 rows in the white and found that I was already about a third of the way through the skein. So I stopped. I was hoping I was going to be able to do two white, then blue, then 2 more white, then purple, and repeat that. But that wasn't going to work, so I did 2 of the white, Then I did 3 rows of the bluebell, then 1 row of white. So I did 3 purple, then this little band of alternate colors, 3 more purple, and then I repeated the white, blue, white, and then did the final 3 skeins. So I used up virtually all 3 of the colors, and I like it. I wasn't entirely convinced that the purple, white, and blue, well, I knew the purple and white would work, but I wasn't 100% convinced that the blue would work, and I like it. I like it a lot. And so this is done. Very happy to have this done. I need to finish the other one, which I have not touched in a few weeks. But I need to finish the other granny stripe blanket. And then I have a skein and a little bit of this bright orange. And I think what I'm going to do with that, I want to touch base with my friend and see if she still has 1 or 2 cats. When I worked with her about 4 or 5 years ago, she had, at that time they'd got 2 kittens. So if she still has the cats, what I'll do with the skein in a little bit is I'm going to make probably 1 medium-sized cat blanket. And it can be something that the kitty cats can have in an area where they sleep a lot. So I thought that would work out, because that last little bit of yarn it's 1 skein and a little bit, and it's not enough to create an adult size anything. So I thought if I'm doing 2 blankets, why don't I do a 3rd blanket for the kitty cats? That's my plan. If she no longer has cats, then I'm not sure what I'll do with it. I might make a hat or 2 hats. I think it's 100 grams of worsted weight yarn, but I'll cross that bridge later when I need to. The only other thing I worked on this week, so I worked on the granny stripe. I finished that on Tuesday evening. Yeah, Tuesday evening I finished it. And by that point, the specs were out for round 4 of Sock Madness. So I was crossing my fingers and hoping that the pattern would be out soon and that I could get going on that. And sure enough, the round 4 pattern was released at 5 something in the morning, my time zone, on Wednesday. So I got started on Wednesday morning, and I have almost finished 1 leg. So this came out Wednesday. This gives you an idea of how busy my schedule has been this week, or especially the second half of this week. It's Saturday, 2:30 in the afternoon while I'm filming this. And I have 1 leg almost complete. I think I still have 4 or 5 rounds to go, and the first leg will be complete. At that point, what I'll do is I'm going to begin the 2nd leg, and then I will completely knit the 2nd leg, then I'll do the heel on both, and then on one, then the 2nd one, and then I will do the foot on one, then the 2nd, and then the toes on each. So this pattern, so again, this is for Sock Madness 16, and this is the round 4 socks, and they are the Strawberry Martini socks, and this is a pattern by Jackie Goldborn, and it's a really pretty pattern. It's got lace, twisted stitches, and just a few little baubles. So here's one. So this is the front of the leg, and the back is a little bit different. The top part is symmetrical, pretty much symmetrical around all the way around the top, and then the back of the leg is a little bit different than the front of the leg. So the back has 4 baubles, There's 2 here and 2 here. And there's been a few new techniques that I've used with this. This one called for a crochet cast on, which I've done that a few times before, and I quite like it. As you can tell, I just finished crocheting a blanket. I'm very comfortable with most crochet. So doing the crochet bind on, is that even a term? Doing the crochet cast on, so that was okay for me. And then when you do the little baubles, they're a crocheted bauble, so you use the crochet hook with the yarn to do the little yarn over type things, and then pull them all through using a crochet hook. And I don't remember, oh, there's 2 baubles on the back so far. Here's 1, or the front, and 2. There will be a 3rd one that'll appear just a little bit farther down here once we get into the heel, and then that's it for baubles. There's a total of 2, 4, 6, 7 baubles minimum on each sock. So I lost my train of thought there. The brain is fried. The brain is done working right now. Completely forget what I was telling you. So the baubles are done on the back, baubles on the front, crochet bauble. I think I might have done crochet baubles in the past. I'm not 100% sure. I honestly can't remember if I have or if I have not. Either way, I'm comfortable with the crochet hooks, so that's okay. So these have taken me since Wednesday morning to get that far. I'm not certain if I'm going to make it through to the next round. We'll see. There are, I think, 20 or 24 people on our team that advanced to round 4. The 16 fastest will advance to round 5. So since this was cast on, or since the pattern came out on Wednesday morning, I've had a ton of things that had to get done. So that's basically all the knitting content. My candle died. Oh well. Scrambled eggs up here. Oh my goodness. So that's it for my knitting and crochet content for this week. Like I say, I finished the first of 2 granny stripe blankets for my friend, and I've got a decent start on the strawberry martini socks for Sock Madness. But the second half of my week has been super busy. Wednesday, I was catching up with all kinds of school things, had all kinds of work related things that had to get taken care of and done on Wednesday. On Thursday, I spent the vast majority of my day grading and grading and grading. I had all of my classes had all of their materials were due at midnight Wednesday night, this past Wednesday. So when I got up Wednesday morning, I had a marathon day of grading ahead of me. So I got all of that done during the day on, did I say on Wednesday? I spent the majority of the day on Thursday grading things. So once Thursday supper time came around, I had it all done. Everything was finished, and I was able to get some knitting done Thursday evening and just vegged out. On Friday, I was able to do a little bit in the morning, but then we had a faculty and staff end of academic year luncheon on campus. So I went in for that and spent a couple hours with a bunch of colleagues and enjoying over lunch. And they do like a little awards thing and all that kind of stuff. So it's like the whole end of the academic year luncheon. it's usually a fun time. And then after that is done, they have a run through rehearsal for the graduation ceremony. So they bring in most of the students who are graduating. Most of them come out for the rehearsal. It's not a big school I'm at, so it's not like we have thousands of students graduating. So it's doable to have a rehearsal where we run through everything. So we were there for a good hour and a half, just going through what everyone is supposed to do, where you're supposed to sit, how we all go through a procession into the gym area, how everyone gets up and how they sequence through so that they get onto the stage, get their diplomas, continue on their way. So we go through a whole run through of everything for the rehearsal. So there was that on Friday. So that tied up a good chunk of my day. And late afternoon, evening, so by the time I got home, supper, vegged out and watched some TV and knit while watching TV with the hubby last night. Then today was graduation. And I just got home maybe an hour ago, about 1:30. I was gone from home 8:30 this morning, so I got a little bit of knitting done before I left this morning, and I haven't really had much time to work on my socks. Correction, it's only one sock so far. I haven't had much time to work on that yet, but so we had the grad ceremony this morning. So everyone had to be there. We were supposed to be there around 9. They get everyone all positioned, all lined up. We got a bunch of pictures with us and our students from our particular program that are graduating this year. All of that fun stuff. Had the grad ceremony, finished that all up, said goodbye to our little herd of kids that graduated. Then I met with the hubby and we went out for a quick lunch, and I finally got home. So I'm going to insert a couple of either 1 or 2 pictures over here of me wearing my regalia. I might just show the one picture from the back view, because that's the fun part to see, is the fancy doctoral hood on my regalia with the school colors, the diploma, like the colors of my degree and all this stuff. So that's how I was all dressed up today. It's an outfit I wear twice a year. I wear it for graduation in May, and I also wear it for our school does an incoming freshman commencement ceremony, or convocation they call it. Convocation ceremony the Saturday or Sunday before the semester begins. And all the faculty that are there, we all wear our regalia, and it's all the pomp and circumstance and all that stuff. So it's a lot of fun. And so it's an outfit I bought. I wear it twice a year. But it's fun to have. I spent a lot of years in school, so I could earn the right to wear my regalia. And it's really fun to have. I know some people rent theirs. I bought mine back in 2006 when I graduated with my PhD. So I get to wear it a couple times a year, and it's a lot of fun. So I've got that. That's all done. So I have a couple things left to grade. There was one student who had to turn in the final project a little bit late, so that was turned in last night. So I don't think I have the gumption. I really don't think I have the space and gumption to get that graded today. I'll probably do it tomorrow afternoon. We'll see. And then I have another student who is going to be turning in a handful of late work over the next several weeks. There were some circumstances that came up, and she was granted a deferred grade, which means that that student has a certain period of time to catch up on everything they missed during the semester. So once that's all turned in, I'll have that to grade, but that might not be for a couple weeks yet. So I will worry about that when the time comes. I don't have to worry about that right now. So then this evening, I have to be back I'm going to head back out and go to the church this evening about 5 o'clock. And they're having, I think I mentioned this last week, they're doing a mother-daughter Mother's Day type banquet. They call it the mother-daughter banquet, or that's what they've traditionally called it or historically called it. Any of the women are more than welcome to go. I have no children. I'm allowed to go. The same with anyone else. If they have no children, they're still more than welcome to come to the banquet. So that's this evening. So I'll be heading out. I'm probably going to plan on getting there about 5. It starts at 6, but my hubby and a couple of the men, I see this is the men from the church, prepare the meal for us and they serve us our meal, and then we'll have another woman from another church comes by, and this year will come by and she's going to do a little talk for us, and so we'll have that. So I probably won't be home tonight until between 8 and 9, and by then I think I'm just going to be pretty tuckered out and just ready for hitting the hay. And then tomorrow morning we have church, so that ties up the morning. So by the time I get home from church and lunch tomorrow, I plan on sitting, correction, I've got that one last thing to get graded, and then for a few days I'm just going to sit back, put my feet up and knit, relax. I'm taking a few days off, period. I'm just going to, it's basically a self-care not even a mini vacation, but just some quiet downtime where I'm not going to be checking my emails. I might check them in the morning when I get up, and I'll check them in the evening before supper, and that's it. I'm not doing anything else taxing for a few days. And then while I'm doing that, I will be doing a fair bit of knitting during that time. But once I'm done I'm going to take a few days just to kick back and relax. And then I'll get going on working on research. Because that's another big component of my job, is doing academic research and writing papers for publication in peer-reviewed academic journals. So that's what I'll be doing a good part of my summer, is writing, researching, reading, writing, getting stuff done. So that's the plan for next week. Not this week coming up. This week coming up, I think I'm just going to deep breath in, deep breath out. Just relax. And some quiet time, some downtime, and just relax. Not worry about deadlines, not worry about having to have things done. Just relax. And I'm looking forward to it. And I do plan on doing a fair bit of knitting during that time. I am hoping that before I see you next week, I will have my Sock Madness 16 round 4 socks done. I'm hoping to have them done by Wednesday or Thursday. That might be wishful thinking. We'll see. We'll see how far I get. So on that note, I think I better get going. I want to get the editing done on this and get this uploading onto YouTube before I have to head back out again in a couple hours. Yeah, I'll be heading out in less than 2 hours. So I'll get that done and get a little bit more knitting done on my socks, and look forward to, once church is done tomorrow, quiet me time. I am due for some quiet time just for me. I'm so looking forward to that. Yeah, I'm so looking forward to that. Alrighty, thank you so much for joining me this week. Take care, and I will see you again next week. Bye.